All right, welcome back to the 80 Star Basketball Channel, the only star basketball channel that got COVID this week. Yeah, I got my butt kicked. So it's the fourth time that I had it, and unfortunately, obviously, knocked me out of going to the West Coast in Anaheim this weekend. So I was really bummed. I started feeling it at about Monday night, and yeah, as the week went on, it obviously was pretty bad. Always gets me pretty harsh. So I only have a little bit of a video this today to talk about just a few housekeeping, and then these obviously Star Jordans and Star in general, but Star Jordans, particularly the 101, 195, and 288 are just on fire right now. So I do want to talk to that, but one thing that I did want to say as a housekeeping item is that bummer. One of the guests I had on a little while ago was Nick from Sports Card Madness, and it looks like this was his final show he'll be doing regularly due to some health issues. I actually watched this full episode, and I really like Nick. He had kind of a refreshing take. He came in and wasn't afraid to tackle a few things. But he came in as an 86 Fleer collector, and then but he did listen to like, hey, wait, maybe the 101 is a rookie card. And he actually ended up getting a 101 signed recently at the National, and that was his big card, deal. And he basically kind of bowed out after that. So it's one show that I thought was kind of cool for what they were doing and kind of new, but yeah, just really kind of. But really, I want to say kind of bummed, but they did a good job for when they came on. But I did want to mention that just because I had him on as a guest once. So you can go back through the archives of the 80 Star channel, my channel, and see what you can find, see if you can find it. Um, I do want to talk about, obviously, there's a couple of auctions that one closed. I talked about them at the National one, this BGS 7 that was pretty cool. For a 7 had that corner, obviously, but other than that, BGS, you can have a lot of white showing for a 7, so this wasn't too bad, but it looked like it did. Where was the price sold for? 23,432. So like 23 and a half for that 7. And the other one I did mention, I did want to say it again, was this BGS 8 that I really liked, and one of the viewers did point out that it might look thin right to left. So that's up for you kind of to decide, but it warranted it enough for me looking at it to kind of nod my head in possible agreement. But obviously it's Beckett's slab, so Beckett didn't see it that way. But just to note, but obviously insane subs. And this one is at Wheatland auctions, and it's at looks like 22,000 right now. So, and I believe where does it say how many days to go? It's only like, is it 15 days left or something on this? Anyway, check it out. I can't seem to find out where the thing, and I don't want to go clicking around, but might not too long left for this. Maybe it could be September 15th it ends. But anyway, go check it out if you want. But a really nice 8 for the subgrades. So closing these, and let's go and look at the big kid that sold. This was obviously a record-setting auction, just because of the centering on this at PSA 8. Just shattered. The previous at 140K. This is an insane sale. But obviously it's an insane grade. These cards, if you're not familiar with, they just don't come centered. So I think a lot of people just kind of waking up outside of like the group or normal knowledge and going, hey, these 195 288s are also rookie year cards, and they're incredibly hard condition sensitive, just as to get, just as the 101 is. But they're great cards, and it's good to see a sale like this. Obviously going to bring some exposure around the hobby to these two, the 195 and the 288, is also being in the base set. So it'd be interesting to see where things start to go from here as far as the lower grade ones. I do see them trickling up, that's for sure. Not as much as jumping like the 101 exactly, but I don't expect anything too. But this is, yeah, definitely catching fire right now. So pretty awesome to see. So going on to, I do know of now two PSA 7s that have sold for over 60,000. One I can confirm at 65 with the most trusted of sources that I know. So, and not totally sure if he wants me to say it. Probably would be no problem at all. But I wasn't able to ping him, and I'm just going to say that I am totally comfortable, but I did verify, confirm that that sale did happen. It doesn't show up because I guess there's something about the PSA vault sale through eBay, and it should sell. And he's actually not happy that it doesn't show, but it doesn't show. So, what does that mean? It means that, to me, is like, for people who are like, oh, well, it's not going to show, it never happened. Well, it will show when the next auctions come up, because if two of those sold, one, privately in a PSA vault, I don't know where the other one sold exactly, but if they don't show, the next auctions will be that, like at Golden, they will be in that price range. I'm going to expect and say that we are going to probably see the next Golden or Heritage PSA 7 in the 60s in there, and possibly 70, because I'm not totally sure where the other one ended up at, but I got a couple people tell me it did go through, but I can't verify it. But one I was able to verify. So those sales are big, and then we've obviously been seeing the price spike. So I thought it was kind of interesting to note. Some people are thinking that all of a sudden we're going to see a flood of everything, and that it's always like you always have that, like, thinking if prices jump too much, and all of a sudden there's a bunch of people who want to cash out. So it's always a possibility. But I'm seeing it less likely now than what happened last time. I think the first time it happened, it was kind of a surprise for so many people, and then more people who had them for a longer term decided to there was one, and I believe it was Golden. Someone put up 10 or 12 of them that had them, and probably was a long-term holder. Well, that obviously can't happen again like that. So it'll be interesting to see now. I don't think that it's going to be like that. Some people do, and I don't, because it's harder this time around. People who got rid of them, we're still getting rid of them at high prices. And this is generally how, it can bust through that, barrier up there where it hit. And I believe PSA 7s just got to about 70, 75,000, and that's when that auction came up. But it was a whole bunch of different ones. What is interesting is, if I look at Golden, because PSA 5s are, have really hitting like around 23K, 22, 23K, and I believe one was hit 27K. There was I want to say the most PSA 5s all put up on Golden, and four of them. And I thought it was kind of funny that there's four PSA 5s on Golden for some reason. And on alt, there's two PSA 4s. One's a 4 and one's a 4.5. It's like people put up the same grade on the same auction house, but these were at different times, so I don't think the same people. But there's two on alt. You can see there's a 4 and a 4.5. There's not a whole ton of auctions. There are 5s. There's a bunch of low grades, a bunch of 5s, like these 4 5s and 2 authentics. And then obviously this PSA 8 that's at 220. So that's going to be a huge ending no matter what. But there's still nothing on eBay. This used to have the most auctions of them all generally, but now they seem to fall in the big auction houses like Golden. PSA or PWCC has an authentic and a 3 up for auction, and that's it. PWCC used to have a bunch as well, but it's not doing as many auctions as it had like last year. So I find it interesting that the two big auction houses that had the most auctions, eBay and PWCC last year, and they're having the least now, but yet Golden seems to be having the most Star 101 auctions. So not a ton by any means, and all the same grade, which is kind of odd. But four to fives. There's no sixes, no sevens, and it's kind of interesting to see. But yeah, this is just something that I noticed. But those are the auctions currently going on. But yeah, I wanted to get something out there talking a little bit about the record breaking sales. Wanted to inform you about the two PSA 7 sales breaking 60, and we're definitely seeing some jump in prices, which is popcorn out, and the record breaking sales. So I'll get over it, get over this COVID, and then I will see you at the next video. So, and subscribe if you haven't. So it's always fun to see those little numbers trickle up.